blase, blah, blase, blah. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hello, Dark Eye. Hello, Sage. Welcome back, everybody, to the Slice of Shonen podcast, episode number 62. We are getting up there in age. I am your host, right? Yeah, I am your host on the boat, Sailor, and may as well just dive right into my co-host here. As you can hear, we're all having a bunch of fun. We have the Cookin' Taco. We have the Ty joining us once again. How does it feel to be back, Ty? You've returned from your trip to buy milk. Thanks for coming back. How do you feel?
I couldn't find any. I got to go to another store.
Ah, okay. We have the me. We have the Silver, and of course, the Zenith Annie manga. Channel down below in the description. He had to re-upload the recent video he put out. Go show that one some love. Give it a view, give it a like, and if you're not subscribed to him, then fucking subscribe. What are you doing? Get that thing back up to 1 million views, because I actually just saw it hit 1 million before we started today, which, by the way, congratulations, Zenith. Hopefully this hits 2 million, 3 million even. Adam, our friend Giga, isn't here with us today, but the link down to his channel is in the description below. Go subscribe to him as well. Don't piss me off. As always, if you want to support the podcast, you always can. You can donate down below. Or if you don't want to do that, then just keep on listening, because time is money and we appreciate you spending it with us. Boys, we got a lot to talk about this week. Hello, MK. Hello, K. Hello, Kaneki. Hello. Oh, Ty, you're there too. Hello, Otto. Anyway, fellas, like I said, we got a lot to talk about this week. So is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we get started?
Watch Blue Beetle coming out in August 2023.
Anybody else?
He's not even getting paid to say that. He's just doing it.
Yeah, I like Blue Beetle.
I was gonna let him
what
cook.
if it sucks?
Then we will never talk about it.
They get the money to make a sequel, and maybe the sequel's better.
We will never talk about it. Hello, Lexton, by the way.
I mean, it's in DC we're talking about here.
We will never talk about it.
Anyway.
But, alright.
All right, fellas. Yes. Let's dive on into it. Oh, Blue Beetle hype in chat. See, Ty, you got people there for you. Let's dive on into the chapters this week. Starting off for what feels like the first time ever on the podcast, Black Clover 356. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
I mean, it was nuts.
It's cool.
Go off like this.
Really cool.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean,
you know, it's fucking sick with it.
He's so fucking sick, bro. Oh my god.
Neverland spell, right? Like seriously, like this Neverland spell is fucking insane. Like it's one thing to be able to reinforce your allies and weaken your enemies, but to counteract time magic, like what the hell? How is that even possible?
This is literally just real spell, but better and makes more sense.
You know what vibe I got when he did that? When Lucius used the time magic on Yuno, and then he just fucking turned around and started talking.
He's so clean!
That reminded me of Justice League, where the Flash starts running. And because whenever the Flash runs, everyone else freezes because he's moving super fast. But he starts running towards Superman, and then Superman just fucking turns his head and looks at him. And the Flash is like, what the fuck?
I love that too. I was saying it reminds me more of in JoJo's whenever Jotaro starts moving around in the
time. Yeah. Dude, bro is just like, I am not Patri. Stop talking to me like I am. Get this shit out of here. That was fucking cool.
This spell is a motherfucking Yu-Gi-Oh card with all the shit that it does.
I think, like, again, I'm still trying to process the whole thing about counteracting time magic. Like, that's one thing I'm trying to figure out the most here.
Yeah, I mean, in Neverland, time doesn't move.
No, he combines Star, Wind, and Spirit Magic. All of his magic forms combined into a single spell.
It's fucking awesome, but it's like, again, like, I'm trying to process. Like, I get the reference to the Peter Pan, like, I know that part, but it's like, how the spell itself works.
I think
it's magic.
It's magic. Yeah, I
don't think there's an actual logistical reason why it affects time. It just does.
Yeah, well, I think the idea is supposed to be that, like, because stars are more associated with like space and cosmic shit, and like space and time are kind of intertwined in a way. Then like he kind of slightly counteracts it. I don't know. I'm coming up with bullshit for
Another,
it.
There's
the
probably
one
like a
that I
lot of-
prefer is that in the Peter Pan movie, when they're talking about where Neverland is, they just say second star to the right and straight on till morning. So it's like
Yeah,
it's like
Mhm.
in
And
the stars.
It doesn't like Peter Pan. He
Neverland-
doesn't age, right?
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Neverland is a place
because
where
no one ages in Neverland.
kids don't age, so
And,
time
Yeah.
doesn't work the same.
Yeah, that's
you
the
know?
whole. Yeah, that's the whole thing about Neverland itself. Like, I understand that about the whole reference to Peter Pan, but it's like
Yeah.
still.
And Belle.
Still what?
is-
I was about to
his
say,
one spirit is
yeah,
named
yeah,
Belle.
there's that,
Tinkerbell.
and he also activated a monozone, so like all this space is like his to essentially do what he wants with it.
He activated
So with
his
the
domain.
combination, yeah, I was about to say it's basically a domain
Basically.
expansion. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's fucking sweet though, man. Oh my gosh. This shit is so cool. Which by the way, this chapter only reaffirmed to me that I want to make a video on why the Spade Kingdom arc fucking sucks. Because before the Spade Kingdom arc and afterwards have been amazing. You know, we've had a few ups and downs with Asta and his training, but now we up.
Nothing bad.
We up again. Oh my god. Like this shit, this is it. Like this is good, man. This is all I fucking want. Like the one bit
We
of the
are
guy
so
saying,
fucking back.
yeah, right, we're fucking back. The one panel of the guy on page 4, like magic knights or nobles, there's just nothing we can do about this, as a callback to like, oh, only magic knights and nobles are able to handle things like this. But now you have it to where like, oh damn, we're all equally as useless now. But then you have Soul coming out like, no, there are peasants who fought just as recklessly and they've grown strong. I think now that we're back in the Clover Kingdom, we can go back to these themes that were in the pre-time skip of Black Clover. And in my opinion, part of what made this series so fucking good. I'll get more into it in a video in the future. That'll probably be the video I make after my AOT one, which I am getting sort of far on that one, thank God. But yeah, this whole thing was really good. Just casually activating like Wizard King level spells is like, whoa. Like it's still kind of crazy to see him at this point, you know.
Bro, Lucius called him his rival.
That is a sick fucker right there. like I killed your old rival, I'm your new one now. Like, oh damn, that is a sick fucker right there, man. Like,
I mean, think about that though, because Lucius is like the most powerful wizard literally ever to live.
He's like a god,
and he believes he's a god. Yeah, he's like, I'm the god of this new world. He called Yuno his fucking rival.
Insane.
That's fucking insane. That right there tells you how fucking sick Yuno is.
God, man, he's so fucking sick with it. God, hopefully Lucius doesn't have like a Lucifero reaction to his horn getting cut off, and he throws a little temper tantrum. Hopefully he's cooler than that.
Well, he could probably just regen that shit, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. don't make him another Lucifero, please. Boy, you saying
We'll
something?
see how it goes. I'm more just curious about how Asta is going to be coming into this, because like this is how it usually always goes. Like Yuno always reaches some new crazy plateau first, and then Asta's always playing catch up. But he always catches. The thing is, he always catches up eventually, even if he's a step behind. And so it's like I'm wondering how it is he's going to be leveling up here now, you know? Because like this is like going to be a huge thing he's got to catch up on now.
I think the
thing is
he's going to come in and cut something really big.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like,
yeah.
I mean, you know what? I was thinking like after this chapter, I realized it's something that Asta could really use. It's like something equivalent to a monozone, because like he doesn't have anything like this. Because like I mean, and if it were, or Yuno and Asta switch places, there was no way Asta could have saved every. I don't think there was any way Asta could have helped protect the entire kingdom like the way he did with that huge fucking barrier. Whereas like, it could. So I'm just can't help but think is like he's got to have. I feel like he's got to get some kind of attack or defense ability like that, you know.
I can see it just being like different uses of Zeton. That's about it though. Because I know they went super in depth on how to like actually use it and what you can apply it for. So like obviously we're all expecting Asta to just cut shit down and all that good stuff. So maybe that's like you just do a massive spin and then just slash all of them. But I'm sure there are other ways that he could use it, like
what's his
hand to hand and all this other shit.
He does where he turns into like a
black
hurricane. Turns into like an arrow and he like traces the magic.
Black meteorite, yeah.
Black meteorite. Maybe he can do like a Zeton black meteorite where using his key, he can sense all of the like evil magic in the area and just does a fucking black meteorite that just goes like boom and just kills everyone in one hit.
That'd be some crazy
some really
shit.
sick shit like that. I mean, it wouldn't be more insane than what Yuno just did, but it would be pretty cool.
Because I mean, I'll be honest. Even after everything we got in that arc, I still don't fully understand that. And like to me, it just seems like a flying slash, which he technically can already do.
I was about to say, think of it as Black
it
Flash, basically. Like, that's pretty much what it is. Zenith described it perfectly. It's basically just a crit.
With range,
I was gonna, I was gonna go back and reread parts of that just so I could have a better understanding of it myself. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah, like I said, I know there's a bunch of other shit you can use it for. And I think it's gonna be a situation of Asta is going to pull the best, like, pretty much all we can see from the reusing, I can imagine Asta is going to be able to do, but just way better because he's him. And that's just gonna be how he.
So true.
Yeah, that's just gonna be how he counteracts everything. Because I know his Zeton was like different from everybody else's. Because he's just like, his just like complete, like it's like hard counter. Your shit is just shut off. Like you're done. If you get hit with that, it's GG's, kid. So it's gonna be super interesting to see how Asta sort of outdoes this, because golly, man, this is
like I said, he's
cool.
gotta be able to step up to this, because like he always does step up.
Yeah, fucking one bit that I sort of laughed at was Klaus, where he was like, I see, I admit it, you have what it takes to be Wizard King. Bitch, we do not care about your opinion. What do we like? What are you like? Oh, damn it! It's like, whoa. Yeah, it's like, what does Klaus think? Like, I know it's
man, you know.
I know it's supposed to be a fucking. It's supposed to be like, oh wow, look at how far he's come, sort of moment. But it's like, oh, shut up, Klaus. I like you, but shut up, Klaus. If he gets an anti-monozone, I'll be shocked. Yeah, that would be cool. Asta getting an anti-monozone with Zeton or something like that.
No.
Cool.
It's like that's just
all mono just in the area shuts off. Like no magic.
That would be insane.
Wow. Like, Lucius do like fist fight him like.
I was just thinking though, like it'd be cool if he could get something like Yami's Black Moon technique. If like he could find a way to like copy that would be insane.
Yeah, that's just gonna be wild. I ain't gonna lie. Asta has a lot of stuff that he could potentially do. It's going to be interesting to see what he does pull out. Anti-monozone would literally be cheating, not going to lie. No, fuck that. We're going to see you with the hands.
This is the big difference between Yuno and Asta. And I know I'm going to point out the obvious, but it's the case, where Yuno has multiple forms of magic, and one in particular, the star magic, just is fucking broken.
It's
not
insane.
Broken, but it's fucking insane.
It's like, really good.
You can teleport and do all kinds of wild shit with it. So it's like Yuno has multiple power sets that he can draw from and combine to create new spells, like what he did in this chapter with the Monozone, the Neverland. Asta has one power set, and that's anti-magic. So all of his moves are going to be derivative of that. All of his moves are going to revolve around just deleting magic somehow, whether it's cutting through it or just shutting it off or reflecting it. So it's like Yuno's always going to have bigger, flashier moves because he can just do more.
Yeah.
So because we can sit here and be like, well, what's Asta going to do when he gets back? It's like, well, he's going to shut off magic.
Yuno has a deeper bag.
He's gonna use anti-magic.
He's got a deeper bag.
How he's going to apply that? We already know
it's gonna be the same thing we've seen. Like he's just gonna do it again. Like anti-magic, it works pretty much one way.
Yeah, I can see it being a situation too, where it's because I know before Asta, where it's like if he's in like Devil Union, if you're close to him, then, or if you like go to attack him, shit just shuts off. Like there was one of the cool bits from the Lucifero fight, one of the few, but the one bit where Lucifero like punches him with like gravity magic, and Asa just looks at him like, is this nigga serious? Like, what are you doing to me, bro? Completely shut that spell off. So I can imagine it being something like that, but way larger range. I don't know if it'll be on him like all the time. Because I imagine, because he also has the devil power, so I imagine he's gonna work with Liabe, and they're gonna use Zenton in some crazy ass ways. He kind of has to, because like we've brought up before with all this crazy shit that Yuno is doing, man, he's the man right now, man. Jesus, he's that fucking guy. Insane.
He is him.
Yeah. Also, Belle, what the fuck happened to you? Like, what happened, Belle? Like, why is she busty now? What is this? Was this the power up? Is this how he's able to stop time? What? Like, this is crazy, bro. I was fucking flabbergasted when I turned the page.
Just storing all that power, bro.
Oh, yeah. She does store power. I guess it just goes to her tits and thighs. I respect it, though. But yeah, this was just a really cool chapter of Black Clover. I don't have much else to say about it. I just wanted to talk about it first because I really like this chapter a lot. This is a very, very good one for Black Clover.
I'm really happy with what we got. This is really cool. I'm excited to see the fight continue.
Yeah, this one's gonna be
what
good.
Lucius does next.
Yeah, man, because I imagine the chapter is going to be about his counterattack now, because Yuno has been going a little crazy in the past 2 chapters, so I imagine he's going to get his counterattack in now. Yuno playing in creative mode, true. Very, very true. All right, fellas, are we ready to move on to the next chapter? Is there anything else you want to say before we move on?
Nope, I think we covered all the bases on this one.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. So, the next chapter, Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 218. Fellas, how are we feeling about this?
I want to start this one off.
Go ahead.
Now,
some narratives are about to be pushed, ladies and gentlemen.
There is a character in Jujutsu Kaisen. And, you know, I thought that he was that guy. You know, I thought that he would go places.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in Yuta too. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
Damn, bro, it's crazy because Yuta's actually probably gonna be there at the end of the series, unlike this fraud, this fucking loser, this dude who has done nothing and will be remembered for it.
I know what you're about to say, and the suspense is fucking killing me, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Megumi is ass now. Like, there are no more excuses.
There it is.
Damn.
How do you fuck up this bad? How do you get handed some of the most easy shit practically, and you just don't use it? So, like, we get the fucking deer, Shikigami, right?
Yeah.
So useful, such a good one. So either Megumi had it and never used it because he's stupid.
Just that's insane. Yeah.
Couldn't beat a deer. That he could not beat a healer.
What'd you say the other day, Zenith? It's like losing a 1v1 to Mercy.
Not losing a 1v1 to Mercy. Losing a 1v1 to Mercy consistently. Every attempt was a failure.
God,
I would not be speaking that talk because there was a night where we as an entire team had that happen. We were constantly running out to fucking Nepal and getting absolutely laid out by the Mercy.
All I know is that Ty is speaking French because I don't know what he's talking about.
You were there. I remember you were there.
Nope. Nah, I don't believe it. That's lies, slander, accusations, false accusations. But yes.
My bro Taylor sucks at Genji. I don't even remember what you were playing.
I was about to say, because I don't use him.
So,
I am ass with Genji, I won't lie. Go ahead, talk.
We're supposed to all agree that he's ass, right?
I
Like,
mean,
like, does
yeah.
anyone? And I'm asking,
Like-
like, if anyone in chat like has some like actual like good arguments, I'm like, I want to know, because like I don't dislike Megumi. I think he's fucking cool as fuck.
Megumi's
like-
great, yeah.
Like, how can we sit here and be like he's not ass?
Bro.
what we're seeing right now.
The simple fact, I brought it up before, but when Sukuna was like, he summoned the Mahoraga ring on his head, I was like, I didn't even know you could do that. Just each chapter where Sukuna is just like, nah, I'm gonna style with Megumi's technique. The more and more, I'm just like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. Oh my god. Like, dude, again, the sheer fact that if this motherfucker had the deer, the Giannis Antetokounmpo fucking Shikigami, and he just didn't use it, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Go ahead.
I'm saying, like, okay, because I'm actually gonna try. I want to try to at least salvage some part of this man's career right now. And at least in the vein.
Silver, you have been fighting for your life for the past 2 weeks, bro. First kid, now Megumi. You don't have to put yourself through this struggle. You don't have to.
I know I don't, but like I say, I'm a nice guy.
Okay, I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead.
I feel bad if no one. I feel bad if no one tried to speak up. Like, okay, I feel like we're trying to downplay Megumi a little too much. Actually, I think it's less about Megumi being ass and more about Sukuna just being fucking broken. Because, like, you gotta consider the fact that their cursed energy output is going to be vastly different. And so, like, I mean, I feel like it's a matter of, like, being able to actually control and be able to actually maintain in these Shikigami. Because, like, they said before, like, these were unstable spirits. It's like, maybe, fuck, I'm still on Black Clover. And maybe Megumi just didn't have like the cursed energy to be able to maintain it for very long, or maybe not at all. But then we got Sukuna, who's got a cursed energy for fucking days easier. So like he can do this shit easy, and that's why I think it's a bit different for him.
Yeah, no, that is something we can take into consideration, but it's the fact, the level of creativity. Kaneki even brings it up. I think Sukuna has a level of creativeness and open-mindedness that Megumi just does not have. Like,
and it's like,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the whole thing with like how the dogs were, that he like, like they're kind of half shadow. That is like a legitimate extension of Megumi's problem. He lacks imagination, and that is something that like he would never consider because of the way he is.
Yeah, that was like the main thing. It was like, it's not because you're not strong enough, Megumi, you're just not creative enough. And that was the whole thing with this conversation with Gojo, and when he activated that half domain, he fucking wiped out that special grade spirit. Like, it wasn't even close. It's more so just like you lack the creativity to do something. Like, the whole thing was just like that potential was always there with him saying like, hey, like a 10 Shadows user can combat the 6 Eyes and the Limitless. Like, that's a thing you can do, right? And Megumi's like, no, I can't do that. And now we're seeing all of this crazy creative shit that he can do. Man, I remember back at the start of the Cullen games where I was like, wow, Megumi can move through shadows now. What a big level up for my boy. Now he just looks fraudulent. Oh my god. Like, I can't even. Hell, I would use the 10 Shadows better than Megumi. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I believe him.
I believe it though, but that's crazy. But yeah, it's just the simple fact that
read the fucking move list. He just hopped right into
literally
the night
exactly
this chapter came out. Jigga and I were in VC. It was just the two of us, and we were like talking about the chapter. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I asked him, I was like, do you think Megumi will like actually get to redeem himself? Like, do you think Megumi will get like a fight before the series is like over? Because he's kind of trapped, right? Like, the only way, based on the knowledge we have at this current point in time, the only way Megumi could like fight someone like himself is if Sukuna like
if he was free.
Somehow gets separated, gets freed.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we don't know the logistics of how that could happen, because it appears as if Sukuna's not planning on getting a new body. He just wants to keep Megumi.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so the way to free Megumi then logically would be they need to defeat Sukuna. And it's like, once they defeat Sukuna, the series is over.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The only other villain is Kenjaku. So it's like, is Megumi just done? Like, is he just... Because, like, obviously he's not done. Like, he's going to get some emotional moment. Like, just pure character writing. He's going to get good stuff. We all believe that. We all believe he'll have a great moment with Yuji. We all believe he'll have, substantial importance going forward. But from a pure, just meathead, power scaling, battle shonen, just purely combat-wise, he's done, right? Like, he's not fighting anyone else for the rest of the series.
I don't think so, just because... like there was that whole bit at the start with his fight with Reggie where he was saying like, let fate toy with you and die like a fool or something like that. And that's kind of what this is. I would be very surprised if Megumi does make a comeback at this point. I'd be welcome to it. I love my boy as much of a fraud as he is. I love my boy. But I don't think he's coming back. I think it's a situation where he's just gone. I think Sukuna wipes out Yorozu here. And then afterwards, and then afterwards, Megumi's heart just sinks into darkness even more. I think it's Joe what he does. I think the closest we'll get is a situation like Gojo and fucking Kenjaku, where he's like, oh, are you really gonna let him use your body like that, Geto? And Geto like chokes him, like he chokes himself for a second to like fight it back against Kenjaku. That's about it. I think that's all we'll get for Megumi.
Yuji will defeat Sukuna and free him, but like that's it. Like he's pretty much done.
Yeah.
I mean, even then, I can't exactly see the whole singing in the darkness bit. Like, if this were Fujimoto overwriting, I could say it would definitely happen. But I mean, Akutami's definitely had his moments too. But I mean, to commit that far, or I just can't see it happening. So maybe it's just me. I mean, I have a feeling like what's gonna happen here that they're gonna come pretty fucking close, but then someone's gonna interrupt up the fight, and they're gonna separate them, and someone's one way or the other. Like, maybe by this point they've released Gojo, because at this point, I literally cannot think of anyone else who could interfere in this fight.
Yeah, Miwa.
And then, Miwa and Gojo could interfere in this fight.
Actually crazy. And I was gonna bring this up. It is a genuine possibility that, like, Miwa's gonna be more impressive by the end of the series.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Okay, well, hold on a second. Let's not get too crazy here.
The one counter to the 10 Shadows technique. New Shadow style, baby.
Well, okay, hold on. Because this is the other part I was going to bring up. Because, like, I mean, I think we were actually discussing this before. Whereas, like, we don't exactly know exactly how it works. But, I mean, the way Sukuna is describing all of this, we can assume that Megumi's actually able to see what's going on outside. Even if he can't operate his body. He's just, like, he's just strapped in for the ride. And can only watch. So, like, assuming that he does break free eventually. With the help of his buddies. He's like, I mean, if he's been watching his whole fight this whole time, and watching just how Sukuna uses the 10 Shadows, I think he could be drawing a lot of inspiration from that. So, like, he could act. So I think we can at least expect maybe one more fight from him. I don't know who, I don't know when, but I think we can expect something from him. Like, I don't think he'll be just done like that.
Okay, let me put it this way, actually. Would you be willing to set up a poll, Sailor?
Yeah, that's fine.
Does Megumi come back? Not does he come back in, like, a metaphorical sense. Like, does he come back from how ass he is? Like, does he come back from Sukuna at all? Like, does he ever get control of his body in a meaningful way? Because if he's just done, I mean, everything depends on whether or not he's just done.
Also, Kaneki, thank you for the donation real quick. Thank you for the $2 donation. We appreciate it. I just threw up the poll for you guys. Go ahead and vote in there. Damn, 100% yes. Well, time to end the poll.
That's bullshit. I voted no. How?
It's 50-50 now.
Sukuna's with Nobara's technique.
That would be crazy. That would be kind of crazy.
I would love to see her be relevant again.
Bro, she is.
Well,
just wait on
coming
it.
back, bro.
Just wait on it. Yeah,
Bro,
let her cook. Hello, by the way, Sleeping Danger. I think this is a case of the mangaka not expanding on Megumi's power because he didn't think of anything at the time in the past or only created the new abilities to expand this fight. Happens a lot. I'd agree if Megumi not being creative was not the point, Otto. If that was not like a massive part of his character. But I see where you're coming from. Like, I see your examples down here.
I'm picking a side. I'm drawing a line in the sand. I am going to choose to probably be wrong. I think he's coming back. In a meaningful way. I think he will. I really, really do.
Do you have any idea on how, or are you just like, it's a gut feeling? Okay.
Pure blind faith.
I gotcha.
I got the feeling he will. Against my better judgment. Because logically, I think he's done. Like, I think it's over for him. Boys, he's cooked.
My man, what he done? Man.
I feel like, man, like, I just feel like he's going to. Because it's like, he is... he's the second most important character in the series.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean,
like, and he's been there since the beginning. Like, I feel like he's gotta do something.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Remember how you feel about Nobara.
Man, I don't give a fuck about Nobara.
But Nobara is just as important, and she may very well just be dead.
Bro, she's been gone for half the series. She ain't that important.
What in the hell?
No, like, thank you, Taco, for bringing up that excellent point, because that's also the main thing, like, I'm rooting all this in. Like, the fact is, he's been here since the beginning. Like, I mean, to just cut him out now, this, I feel like it's just too fucking disrespectful, man. And, like, Akutami's done people dirty before, but he ain't, like, making me eat dirty like this. It's just too much. It's too much. Which I can't see him doing it.
Akutami doesn't have any attachment to characters, though. I don't think he cares if it's too disrespectful.
If
Are we talking about Akutami or Fujimoto?
We're talking about Akutami. He's gone out in interviews and said he will kill whoever he wants to if it makes the story better.
Which, damn isn't always the case, is it?
No, it's not. But he's willing to kill people.
Does Megumi that dirty? Like, genuinely just fucking filthy? And he doesn't get to do anything for the rest of the series.
That is crazy.
We'll hold a service for him. We'll hold a fucking procession for him and like let him go in peace. Yeah, to the next life.
Oh my god,
that shit gets dirty. Bro.
The all black podcast. God damn.
Fucking generationally horrible. Like.
Generational disrespect. Disrespect to be studied for years.
Like, the kind of disrespect that just defines the current era of shonen. You know, like that's what people think of when they think of doing a character dirty.
Oh my gosh, bro.
You guys want to talk about Yorozu?
Yes,
I mean,
she's really okay. Well, wait,
Megumi,
real
Megumi's
quick, I want to say before we talk about Yorozu, because I actually do like the little bit we got about her in this chapter.
It's actually
shout out to Sukuna, fellow Sanji fan, just knows how to skywalk now. Like, shouts out to him. Shouts out, pick the right side. No, I'm kidding. It was just really cool. It was a little stun lock to see him just like, yeah. Here I am, just in the air now. I just jumped up here. I just walked up here. Hey, how's it going? It's fucking funny. But anyway.
It's so funny, though, because it's like, if Akutami just drew him jumping up in one big jump, it's like, I would have believed him.
I would have believed it, yeah.
He didn't need to do the several, like, airwalk. I don't know. It's so funny.
It's really funny, because about Yorozu, she is being written in like one of my absolute favorite shonen tropes, where she has this insanely powerful ability that does nothing. Because it's hyping her up so hard. And here's the thing, I'm not dissing this. I think this is good. Like, I like this chapter. I like the way this fight is happening. I like Yorozu. I like all this stuff. I'm
Yeah.
just pointing it. I'm pointing it out because it is true. A lot of times, shonen, manga authors will be like, "Here's this ability that does this, and it's this crazy, and it's like all this stuff," and then it just doesn't do anything. Like it's a hype tool to hype up the other person they're fighting. Because Sukuna, he's fucking sick with it, so he's just dog walking her, not even trying, and just fucking destroying her. And it's like, oh, she fought these insanely powerful, people, and
led by Udo,
I gotta
the
say-
Star Squad and shit. Yeah.
I love her ability. The idea of she can control matter, like this liquid metal, and coat herself in it, and she got inspired by insects.
By insects. It's so cool.
That's so fucking
It's
cool.
so cool.
Mhm.
That's such a good idea too. It's really cool. And I
Yeah.
love the way she's using her ability. But it is
Yeah,
just
no,
like just dropped an elephant on her and she like got fucked up. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, to
You
be
gotta go
fair,
slow.
it is an elephant on top of a bug, so like, yeah, that's to be
Honestly,
expected.
there was part of me that thought she was gonna be able to lift it, because like they were going on about how fucking tough insects are, because like they are insane.
They can lift
in their own
this
right, but
much
so it's
amount
like,
of their weight.
Don't mess with insects, says the Black Clover community in unison. That's their
Insects
favorite
are,
line.
like,
I
the
know.
insects are like the most insane thing ever.
Yeah,
Like they have skeletons on the outside. They're fucking weird.
fucking
They're strong.
crazy.
They're so insects are bizarre as fuck. So it's
They
like
strong as shit.
I think
yeah.
they're really cool. So they naturally lend themselves to like a fantasy setting in terms of like power scaling, like using them for inspiration.
Yeah, no.
Because they're
like,
like
whenever-
the most alien thing we have on the planet besides like fucking like octopuses and stuff. Like they're really cool.
Yeah, no, like,
Yeah.
I mean, whenever a series each tries to have some kind of ability, and then one of those characters happens to have some power that's related to insects, you know it's going to be interesting in one form or another. Or 'cause, like,
Shino cries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
that's it.
I thought I just cut out. Like
I thought I cut out too. Yeah, like I was
Taylor
like,
just killed the podcast.
yeah, I
I
was
don't
just
know
wondering
about
for my
God,
boy.
Cole is
No.
even.
But it was. I figured
Ew.
she was gonna get crushed by it just because when the bull. Fuck it. By the way, that bull is super fast too. Like that
Yeah,
bull, like
I love the way that was drawn. Where
Yeah.
it fucking immediately teleported.
it
and slammed
immediately
it. It was really cool.
goes, yeah. But that like cracks her armor, and she's like, "Oh, okay, this thing is really powerful." And then that leads into rabbit escape. Like, bro, oh my gosh! Like, it's again that creativity from Sukuna to just be like one Shikigami into the next, like he's comboing them. It's so cool. It's not like, all right, I have Nue and I'm going to spend the rest of my fight with Nue. Like, no, I have Divine Dog and I'm going to spend the rest of my fight with Divine Dog. No, it's just him comboing all of the spirits that he has together. It's so sick. I love this. Him again, Sky walking up and dropping that elephant on her. I love his smug little faces too. The little I love those from Sukuna. They give me life every time I see them.
What do you think he was thinking when she was like, "I'm gonna show you love" or whatever, and he laughs at her? What do you think? Like, what do you
I
think
don't
he was
know.
thinking when she said that?
He's probably like, I'm an asexual. I love myself. That's about it. And then that's about it.
Because the way she interprets it is that he's already experienced love, so she can't offer him anything new.
Yeah, it's,
But it's like,
oh
that's
my god,
probably- I don't
Uraume,
think- I
the
think she's
they,
wrong.
them neutral. Oh my god. It's back.
I thought he was just laughing at the fact because like he can't experience love at all, because again he's a fucking cursed spirit. Like, I mean, I think love is just like such an utterly foreign thing for him. Like, and so when someone says they're gonna try to teach him that, and all he can do is
Like,
fucking laugh.
Yeah,
That's
I
possible.
think it
it's
is
a pretty
gonna.
good. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
honestly.
Yeah, especially because it goes back into like the whole like, oh, they're always curses or something like that when it comes to Sukuna being a shithead. So I think you're on the money with that, Silver, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I know, because we've had tons of moments like this in the series where it's like, you come to attempt, or like when someone tries to, or like mostly Yuji, he tries to attempt to humanize the spirits a bit, but like every single time he does, as he gets burned, because these are fucking monsters. They are evil spirits with no sense of morality that can be compared to a human. And time again, and we've seen that.
Sukuna with the TOD combo.
Do you think he's gonna kill her?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I don't.
Why
Yeah,
not?
Yeah,
I think so too. Yeah, I think
I
she's
don't
dead.
see a I don't see
I
a
don't
way
know.
she gets out of this. I saw someone in chat bring up that Yuta was gonna save her, so maybe that's a thing. Maybe Yuta
That'd be
comes in
kinda
and we
cool.
see a
Yuta
conversation
comes in,
between
gets his
him.
fucking ass kicked.
Damn, you're not gonna ride for your boy?
Bro, here's
Another
the thing,
Yuji
Yuta's
win
not
once
gotta be
again.
realistic.
Another Yuji win once again. Cause me, I ain't going like that.
I don't know, Sailor. I feel like Yuji kind of got fucked up too.
I ain't going. Hey. First off, wrong. Second, I ain't going like that. You know, like my boy Yuji pulls up on Sukuna and I said, well, GG's. End of the series right now. I ain't going out like that. Like, oh, Yuta's gonna show up and lose. Nah. My
Here's the
MC is
thing,
gonna
Sailor.
win.
I think if Yuta shows up and he fights Sukuna in an extended fight, he will lose that fight. I think he does way better than Yuji did. Like significantly. like different tiers, you know? Like,
There's levels to this shit.
Listen, I understand there's levels to these bezels. So that's why I can't understand why y'all think Yuta, Yuji. You know, it should be Yuji Yuta. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the levels we're at right now. You know, I just see my MC show out
when
every
I'm
day.
delusional.
Bro, fuck you mean? Me when I'm lying with y'all talking about Yuta, bro. What do you mean? This man's about to get cooked.
So just to
Where'd my
clarify
pencil
here, who of us thinks that Nanami.
God damn.
How many of us think that Yorozu is about to die?
Me.
I am raising my hand.
And how many of us believe either the fight's gonna get interrupted?
Not me.
I mean,
Venus
like
a fucking
I don't
fence sitter,
fucking
bro.
know.
He's a fence sitter, bro. Don't listen to him. His
Damn.
opinions don't matter.
Where do
anymore.
you sit, Silver? What do you think is gonna happen?
I believe that the fight's gonna get interrupted and that Megumi's sister is gonna get saved because, like you said, and if she goes down, he's done for. That's it. He's fucking cooked. Cooked. And then, but I've been trying to say before, I do believe he is gonna come back, and in order for him to be able to do that, she has to be able to survive this somehow.
Addie and Sleeping Danger I brought up real quick. Sorry, Taco. Kashimo is gonna save her. You think that happens?
Oh.
Kashimo?
Yeah, lightning guy.
I'll admit I did not
There
think
is
of him.
one in the series.
I mean, that's possible, right? That'd be cool. I wouldn't be mad at it. I think I'd be pretty excited if that happened.
Yeah, that'd be really sick.
I think here's the thing, Silver. I agree with you that Megumi's gonna make a comeback. I disagree that I do think Yorozu is gonna die here, and you know why?
Why? I'll ask.
I believe in the strength of the human spirit. Okay, I believe that this fraud can come back from this. I believe.
Wait a minute. No, never mind. We're fine. We're fine. No, I almost had a nightmare. Cause I was like, wait a minute, if Megumi breaks out, does that make Yuji look bad? But then I remember he's done that before. So you know what, my MC is okay. It's okay. Never a fraud. Never a fraud. Never doubted him.
Fucking agendas upon agendas.
You're playing checkers? I'm playing chess. What the fuck? Hey, I'm in the kitchen here
starts
cooking.
breaking out, and Sukuna starts talking about like, God damn, he's too strong. Not even Yuji could break out this.
No, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I think that's just fan translations. TCB, you're having an agenda to push. I think that's the case. You know, I think the officials will rectify it. There'll be some other wonky translations, but they'll rectify that one part. I believe in it. Megumi might not be a fraud, or might be a fraud, but he's not a quitter. Well, he is a loser.
That's true.
Unlike my boy Yuji, my goat. So I think he's just gonna solve it. You know. Yeah. It's unoriginal poll. What? Because I will poll it. I'm sure we're gonna move on to our next topic here, but I'll poll whatever you want me to. Well, let me know what else you wanted to throw on the poll. But okay, yeah. Was there anything else we wanted to bring up about this chapter before we move on to the next one?
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on to our next chapter. Chainsaw Man, chapter 124. Fellas, how are we feeling about it?
Asa is a cool fucking character.
Shit's so good.
So good, man.
I love Asa so much, dude. She's
so great,
quickly
man.
becoming one of my favorites. Yeah, like she was already one of my favorites, but like I think she's my second favorite at this point in time behind Denji. I like Asa a lot.
Yeah. Dude. Page 10 and 11. They're talking about like solitude and companionship. I'm afraid of both. God damn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I feel like we've been saying it for months now, but just to see it on the page is like, oof, man, you know, like it's cathartic and sad because it's like, hey, look, we're paying attention. Damn, this sucks. You know, like
it makes
she's really going through it right now.
Yeah,
we've been bullying the fuck out of her on the podcast. We've been calling her a loser and all this stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's true, but man, she feels bad, you know. It's really sad.
She is a loser, but she's our loser, you know. Like we love her.
She's not gonna stay a loser forever, bro. I believe.
Yeah, whether Yorozu lives or dies. All right, I'll pull that now while we're talking about Chainsaw Man. Yeah, that's man. Like her talk with Yoru, man. Gosh, man. Is like, even though she could look into her mind and all that stuff, I feel like this is a talk they've actually had to have. Like, you can't just like let this stuff slide. I feel like this is a talk for so long that needed to happen, and it's going to be very interesting to see how their relationship changes after this. Because I don't think Asa and Yoru's relationship has like stagnated. It's just that we haven't had too much on it as of late, which fair, you know, like there's been a lot that's gone on. We had that whole aquarium little arc where we had no sort of Yoru interaction. Then Yoru pops out and she's like, all right, well, time to take your boyfriend. It's like, that's all we care about. And then she gets turned into a dog. Then after that, they get sent on their way. You know, like a lot of stuff has happened. So it's nice to kind of focus back in on the two of them again. Because, man, shit like this is so good. Yelling at him, they're like, trust me, you idiot. Like, how can I, stupid? I love that Yoru gets upset. Like, I'm not stupid. Stop. Like, I'm not stupid. It's very, very cutesy. I love that type of shit.
They're like you said, they're gonna have to talk about stuff like this because the context of their relationship is like a business partnership, essentially. Like Yoru wants her to do things that she doesn't want to do, and she's using her for her own means. But they are, even if they don't realize it, they are becoming closer the more time they spend together.
Yeah.
So inevitably, and you know, I don't think Yoru and Asa, they don't realize this, and I do think this is, you know, Fujimoto is gonna push this pretty heavily. They are going to become friends and care about each other.
Yeah.
And they have to deal with the fact that their relationship was born out of something that has nothing to do with friendship, and they're gonna have to confront that and be like, well, maybe we have to change. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna have to they're gonna have to talk about it. And I think this is like the first time Asa's really stood up for herself.
Yeah.
So it's like, I really like that a lot. When Yoru's like, trust me, and she's like, why would I trust you at all?
Yeah, she was just like,
I don't even I don't even want you here. Right?
Yeah,
like,
she's like,
I don't want to do any of this.
Me,
like,
bro. And like, Yoru's like, oh, well, I only cut you because you're afraid. She's like, yeah, you fucking cut me, bro. Like, why would I trust you after this? God damn. Yeah, it's like all of that you just mentioned, Taco. Absolutely, 100% agree. Man. God. This shit is like, not only is this really good, we also get introduced to like one of the nastiest shits I've ever seen. Like, first off, her just carting homeboy like along, that shit was gross. Then we get introduced to this big worm looking ass thing. I don't even know what to describe this thing as. Just horrifying. What the fuck? You know,
I've been thinking about that too. I mean, so here, I have literally no basis for this theory, but I mean, do you think it would be possible that this could be our King of Terror?
No.
I mean, because here's what I'm thinking about it right now. Like, this is basically like a giant caterpillar, right? So what if it's gonna what if during the course of this we're gonna watch it metamorphize as it goes through? So we're gonna go through a chrysalis phase and finally it comes out, or is the actual king.
So sort of feeding him to Silver, get to that point.
If that actually does happen, all the credit in the world to you. That's not gonna fucking happen.
I think what it is, Silver, is it's just supposed to kind of represent her motif as a chef, because caterpillars, all they do is just exist to eat. Because as you can see, it even has a bib on.
That's it.
And it's eating all the stuff that she's making out of her victims. So I think that's all it is. It's just it's creepy monster thing. Yeah, it's just I don't think it's
monster.
I mean, this is just one of my favorite panels in the series now.
It's really cool.
It's horrifying, but it's also really nice. Gosh, this is really cool, man.
She's so cool. I love the Falling Devil.
Falling Devil is so sick. I love her.
There's something that kind of has to be addressed with this chapter. So she can just straight up go to hell. She can just travel between.
I was gonna bring that up.
Basically.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Which is ridiculous because she's a primal fear. So
I think we even brought up how crazy that would be last podcast.
Yeah, we talked
right?
about it last chapter.
Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? Just walk in and out of hell like that? That's insanity.
But it's weird because she still had to be. She didn't come through a door the first time, so it's what are the parameters? Could she not just walk onto Earth the first time? Because she had to be summoned through dead bodies or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
We just don't know what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I made a typo in the poll. Oh well, you'll get over it.
Also, her ability, her first course, just didn't affect some people.
Yeah, I mean they were probably well adjusted.
So yeah, we were talking about Denji not being affected. It's well, that wouldn't be that impressive. It's just random people in the street that were also just not affected.
Fucking NPCs are doing it. It's oh, okay, well.
This dude was wearing Crocs, bro, and he wasn't affected.
He had them bitches in sport mode, bro. That's how he was able to go.
He's fine.
Yeah, that's how he was okay. He's a well-adjusted individual. Yeah. Just random people on the street who are just fine. Can you imagine this happening? You're just walking along, you're listening to music or whatever, coming back home after a long day. The nigga in front of you just starts flying upwards. What do you do? That's gotta be so fucking terrifying, man. Oh my god. The nail knife thing, hate that. Cool power, but I hate that. I hate that so much.
Bro, I hate whenever nails get fucked with in manga.
Nails or teeth. I can't do those. Yeah.
And JoJo's Part 2, when AC/DC was fighting, oh my god, that fight. I hate that fight.
Looking back sort of at the other stuff.
Gross, but...
traumatic flashback followed by reverse gravity. Some of the humans were unaffected. The name's devil is trauma, gravity, moon, suicide. No, this devil makes your hair stand on end. The fear is more primal than that. So, okay, so then Yoru finds out falling. So I was a little confused by this section. This page 3, by the way. This isn't alluding to the falling devil being something more, right? Or is it?
She's just trying to figure out.
She's just figuring it out. Okay. Yeah. Because I remember I was reading that. I was like, wait a minute, what? Did the falling devil just lie? What the fuck?
No.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure we found out from her that she was the falling devil. What the hell?
Yeah, but I mean, Asa wasn't there. She was running away.
Yeah, that's why I was just I thought it was gonna be part of my mind, because I was confused. I was just is this setting up for it to be oh, I'm actually the so-and-so devil, blah, 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 that'd be crazy, but okay, no, glad to have that cleared up. Yeah, this was just this is a really good one, man. This is a really good one. I'm so happy we're not on break again. This is like a very to the point chapter, but a very needed one. I don't feel like I have much to say because we've talked about stuff like this so much on the podcast, and it's really nice to just have this sort of playing out. Like I don't know, it's nice to be rewarded for all of our theorizing and guesses and all this other stuff. So it's very nice. I'm excited for the next chapter we're going to get on Tuesday. And that's really everything I have to say about the chapter. If you guys want to talk about it some more, you can. But if not, we can move on to our final one.
I don't know.
I honestly don't have much to say.
I don't know what this can imply, but there's a quote by somebody. I don't remember who it was, but basically he says, "If I were to kill myself, I would not do it by falling from a high place because I fear I would have time to regret my decision on the way down." So I feel like that's why Falling Devil is such a powerful devil. Because you really have that time to think about all the shit. You have the time to know you're going to die.
That's really cool.
That is
really cool.
That's a good one. Okay, wait, where was that quote from again? Because I want to look this up.
Well, we don't know, yeah. We'll Google it at some point.
Chat knows.
Chat, if you know, there you go. Watching someone fly away. Me personally, I wouldn't let that slide. Literally, that is crazy. Just see someone fly Team Rocket blasting off again. Just look up, and be like, "Huh, couldn't be me." Like, damn, bro, insane. But
another thing is, I mean, I don't know if this was mentioned because I had to dip out for a moment here, but falling is just one of the innate fears that people have. Like, it is one of the two innate fears. The other is just loud sounds because we get startled.
True,
but
pretty much.
The noise devil.
I don't know, man. They'll do something with it. Like
the sound. It'll probably be sound devil.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Which that could be strong.
Yeah, honestly. Although I could see that sort of like, I don't know.
Bro,
I was about to say I could see that falling into the darkness devil. God, I'm sorry.
I would fucking hate the sound devil because the other day, whenever I went to watch Shazam, one of the previews was for movie Boogeyman, a horror movie, and God, is that my fucking ears still ring? Like man, it's like fucking shut up.
Constant vine booms.
Were you scared though?
No.
Hey man, shouts out. I'll have to check that trailer out.
Scared after I punched you in the face.
Yeah. This is very good chapter. It's very good chapter. Hell Arc incoming. Oh, okay, Avatar. Okay. Yeah, like I said, that's everything I gotta say about the chapter. So whenever you guys are ready to move on, I'm also ready to move on.
MHA.
Are you ready to move on? Okay. All right, on to the final chapter of this week. My Hero Academia, chapter 384. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
I like half of this chapter.
Very mixed.
Also, before we get started, I want to say, Zenith, you were right. It was just news reporters in the choppers.
Hey, cool.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
My feelings on this chapter are 50-50 split.
Yeah.
So we might as well just start with the first half of this chapter where my feelings are a bit muddled.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole stuff with Gigantomachia. Because we haven't talked a lot about this part. Yeah. I mean,
it's
it'd be one thing if we got like a little bit more build up to this. But like for it to just come out of the blue like this, I mean, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's
that he'd be questioning all of this now.
Things where like it's so easy to set up. Literally just have a panel at the end of the war when All for One is running away of just Gigantomachia seeing that.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You don't even have to have him like say or think anything. Like just him seeing that and having like an expression on his face about it, you know?
Yeah.
Boom. You set it up. Awesome.
All you had to do. Yeah.
This is a major betrayal because Gigantomachia is one of the most powerful people that the villains had on their side. And it's like...
Now he's kind of just not, at least for the time being.
Yeah, like he's... I'm sorry, my dad walked in. I was talking. I lost my train of thought.
You're okay. Gigantomachia is one of the biggest.
He was one of the most
enemies.
powerful
Yeah.
people they had on their side, but now he's just not anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh well, problem solved. And it had very little setup,
Yeah.
I think
if any at all.
Is the threat of Gigantomachia, like, being a viable threat again was a big deal, It's like, oh god, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna break free? Oh my god, is he gonna break from the mind control? And it's like, okay.
Yeah, no, now that just doesn't matter.
The heroes have hardly had to deal with Gigantomachia. Like, in general, in the series. Like, the most he did was in the war where he, like, ran through that town and, like, he messed with the heroes a little bit, but even then, they, like, put his ass to sleep, tied him up, sent him to jail. He broke out, brainwashed him. Now he's just like, oh, I'm cool anyway. All right. Okay.
He was hyped up so heavily. He's the third most powerful villain in the series behind Shigaraki and All for One.
Yeah.
And he's been pretty inconsequential.
He's been, he's the most consequence he's had is in fucking MVA. Like, the villain arc is when he's been, like, the most impactful. Like,
it's funny because I called this. Like, I was fully on, like, oh, like, he's gonna be on our side. Like, I did not see him going back to the villain side because he would be too much trouble to handle at this point in the story. But I didn't think he would just be like, well, now he's just on our side. Like, I didn't think.
I think that's the part.
More of an explanation.
Yeah.
Hold on, I think I'm gonna say this. I feel like this is an important distinction to make. I don't believe that he's fully on the hero side. I think he just has his beef with like his master or his former master. But that doesn't mean he's joining the heroes. Like, I mean, I imagine, like, after all this is said and done, he ain't gonna be friends with any of these people. Like,
okay, then what?
Like, and he ain't gonna go silently.
Here's the thing,
we're gonna have a fight. Like, what happened?
Here's the thing, Silver. He's an ally at this point in time, and he only takes orders from All for One. All for One's dead after this. So after this, he's just gonna be, like, sitting doing nothing.
Pretty much.
He doesn't move. Like, he doesn't do anything. Like, he's. And if anything, Shinso could just brainwash him again.
I think it's gonna be a situation. Well, that's so far off into the future. But I was about to say I could see it being a situation where, like, the heroes inspire him to live his own life or something like that, and that's about it. Like, he just goes and fucks off and does his own thing.
Just goes lives in the woods again.
Yeah, I just think it's so crazy because, like you guys have brought up, like, this was built up, and for all intents and purposes, this plot development makes sense. Like, Gigantomachia feels sad about being left behind. I get that. Cool. But I think this is one of those situations where just because it makes sense doesn't automatically mean, like, yep, this is perfectly fine. There's no issues with this. It's just automatically good. Because you could have set up for this. You could have done so much stuff with this. One of our friends was talking about it.
Like I said.
Yeah, like a panel. Yeah, one of our friends was talking about it before where he was like, oh, you could have done something with, like compare and contrast how All Might deals with, or like how All Might and Izuku's, like, fanaticism and how he looked up to All Might as, like, a god figure. Compare that and contrast it with fucking Gigantomachia and All for One, and just their roles in their lives, how they treat them, blah blah. Like, that's something. But really, you didn't have to go that crazy. Like Zenith has been saying, all we really needed was, like, a panel, maybe two, of just showing Gigantomachia is not okay with what's going on right now. But we don't get that. And instead of this, like, sort of cathartic moment where All for One, his plan is blowing up in his face again, where now even his most loyal follower is disobeying him, instead of this being a big moment for him and Gigantomachia, it's instead just feels like Gigantomachia is, so why didn't you call me? I thought we had a thing going. Why'd you leave me? And then he just fights him. Like, it's like, all right, like, now, like, you now is when you want to do, nigga, we are at war. Now is when we want to do what? Like, it's just, again, it's a situation where, sure, makes sense, but at the end of the day, more buildup could be used. More buildup could have been benefited for this, but hey, whatever. I guess Machia is on our side now. I thought it was going to be a situation where he was brainwashed and they held him up. No, I can just see it being a situation where holds him up and then All For One moves on as like a little ass kid and whatever. Then he goes on to Shigaraki and Deku, and that's how we get back to them. But anyway, do we want to move on to like the second half?
I love the panel of Deku and Shigaraki.
Oh my
so
sick.
Yeah, that shit was so good.
So good.
I love seeing my king.
That I like.
I love seeing my king again. I'm not gonna lie, this chapter or this part of the chapter, all right, for me anyway.
Yeah,
it was fine.
I mean, technically speaking, we did get this chapter before, or with like the general education student and like the media club or whatever, or we got that before. But I mean, now we get to do this on a more global scale,
which is fucking insane. By the way, I'm sorry. Continue, Silver.
No, I mean, you're right. It's fucking insane. It's like we're showing, like they say at the end of the chapter, they're letting people know that this fight is not over. That there are people still fighting. There are actual heroes still out there. So because like the way it really happened here, like the media basically played it off as like, hey, Japan's done for, or heroes are dead. But now they have to right that wrong, because they realize that they were wrong.
It's kind of just crazy the fact that I can go on YouTube, look at the trending tab, and see apocalyptic events live streamed. That's kind of crazy. Like,
wild,
I can see the end of a society on YouTube just live streamed. Like, let me donate. Like, I'm a tier 3 sub. What do I get? I get emotes for this fucking world-ending threat. Like, it's just very funny. Like, if this was on the news, okay, but like on YouTube, I don't know.
That's because it's on Gentle's channel. It's
I know, but like
I mean, I don't get the problem. Like,
it's just it's not like it's like a massive issue. It's just the fact that like end of the world, and I can just look at that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a content creator. You're breaking TOS. I can't stand this shit. Copyright them now. But
can we get some pogs in the chat for that explosion?
Yeah, like hey,
I think that's myself.
Get the subs up. If you do, I'll use Fajin again. Like, get them likes up, get them views up, chat. Hey, Shigaraki will use some new quirks he hasn't used yet. Who's the loudest and the rowdiest? Yeah.
Free PS5 if Deku hits another match.
Whoever is the loudest and the rowdiest will earn a free PS5. Like, that's just so crazy to me. But anyway, yeah. So I guess the second part of the chapter, more into the tail end of the chapter, was showing everybody and like even the movie characters. First off, Bakugo is now canonically a 1-for-all user, which is fucking bananas.
Let's fucking go.
Fucking bananas. Yes. But so, all right, this has to lead to people from around the world showing up, right?
Yeah,
it has to.
So.
Like, this would be so strange if this is like now the second time they've built up, especially with what Silver was saying earlier about the news reporters going on and saying like the fight is not over. These people are still here fighting. Like, they still have an opportunity. Yeah. It would be so strange to have the heroes be like, oh man, Japan's still going. Hey, you be easy now. What?
See what happens. Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah, like we did get this beforehand already. It's like, I mean, a lot of the heroes around the world, we're getting ready to fucking mobilize and go out to Japan if it weren't for their own governments holding them back.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
like there were outcries about that fact on the hero side.
Yeah,
and I don't think that anything is going to be stopping them this time, government or not.
Yeah, because it's like, I think it's really interesting because with, like, before Stars and Stripes, had her whole thing, they were gonna just, like, come over eventually. Like, it was, there's bureaucracy and shit, but they were eventually gonna get here.
Yeah.
Like, we literally saw that at the end of Season 6.
Now the context is totally different, whereas, like, it's going against their governments and just doing what they believe is right. And that's a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
It would be a weird message for Horikoshi It would be a weird message for Horikoshi to put out that, heroes listen to their governments and just do everything they say, even if they're wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
What are they? A bunch of fucking bootlickers? Like, go help people. Go save the world.
Yeah, exactly. That would be so odd, especially at the end, without like Izuku saying like, "Oh, this is how we all become the greatest heroes" and shit like that. And it's all people rising up and fighting and doing all this stuff just to help other people out. And then other heroes around the world is like, well, sorry,
and again,
I'm not getting paid for that one.
It gives Star and Stripe like an actual purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
Because as of now, like we established, her fight's kind of meaningless. Like it doesn't actually matter. But if she is kind of the catalyst that leads to all the heroes eventually showing up and fighting, even against their government's orders, it's like that's a big deal.
Really good. Yeah,
like that really mattered. That really affected the outcome of the war.
Absolutely. I'm hoping that's what it leads to. Because like I said, I'd be very surprised if all this hype was built up and then it's like, yeah, sorry about that. So it should be cool whenever we see this. All I want, really, at this point, I want Shigaraki and Deku's final battle to happen at the beach where Deku first trained for One for All. That's all I want. Because, know, sand is a natural counter to disintegrate, and it would be cool to see Deku scream at the sky after he wins, like last time. That's all I want. That's all I want. But yeah, overall, this chapter was just fine for me. Not bad, not amazing, just middle of the road for me. It was nice seeing my two boys again. It was cool. Shigaraki and Deku. Gentle, as weird as it is, seeing the fucking end of the world live streamed. Get them likes up. I respect that. I like that out of Gentle. He's getting his clout now. I like that. But yeah, that's about it. Do we have any chapters on break next week? I don't think we do, right? I think it's gonna be a full podcast, I think.
I
can check real quick.
Hold on a second.
Because I know One Piece comes back. I don't think Chainsaw.
Black Clover's on break.
Well, shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Black Clover.
Okay, but we'll get everything else.
We're getting everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Star had a meeting though that she's the reason Shiggy's back. No, she's not. Is she? I don't think she is.
Not really. I don't think so.
I don't think she is.
I feel like we're missing what you mean, dude.
Yeah.
I don't really get your point.
Yeah, because
What
like
do you mean
Shiggy,
by the reason he's back?
Shiggy coming back was like, oh, he bared all the hatred in his heart, and he was waiting for a moment to sort of like all for one to slip, and then he was gonna come back.
He was gonna come back anyway.
Yeah, that wasn't really Star who did that. Yeah.
Star's whole point and her purpose for the story is less like plot and more like thematic. Like she changes the meaning of the international heroes coming to help if that happens. She ties some of the stuff with how All for One reacts to her and stuff like that. Her impact is more like it has more meaning to the story than it is the story itself, I guess is the best way I'd put it.
I feel that. I like how Shigaraki is happy to fight Deku when facing an adversary in general, compared to AFO who whines and gets annoyed. Like Shigaraki is always smiling. Yeah, Shiggy carries on that whole thing with Nana, where it's like, you always smile in the face of adversity. That's Shiggy.
I forgot to bring this up. In that panel, or in the panel with both of them, they both have like the lines on their faces that indicates quirk singularity.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Like when the bodies are just because those are the same types of marks you kind of see with like the fourth user and stuff.
Oh. Okay.
Like you can see it around their face on Deku's forehead, for example.
You can see it on Shiggy's like cheek. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I just saw that brought up once, and it's like, oof, it's not good.
Nah, I think it'll all work out a-okay. It'll be fine. Things will work out. It'll be fine. fine.
I had a sudden realization, Taco, about the Stars and Stripe fight.
Mm-hmm.
The way it turns out is very much like the. Do you remember Darwin from X-Men First Class?
Yeah.
God. Oh.
Where his power is that he literally can't die, and then they kill him. That's what it's like. It's like this is the most super fucking most powerful quote in the series probably at the time, and shit just fucking loses in the first.
Darwin's power was that he could adapt to any environment, no matter how dangerous it was, and survive it. So if he like jumped in a volcano, he would like turn into like magma.
Oh, so he's
or
like
if
the
he went into
Maharaga,
water,
basically.
If he went into water, he grows gills. Like he can survive any environment. So the main villain just creates a ball of energy, shoves it down his throat, and he just blows up and dies.
Yeah, which
Oh my god.
Why wouldn't he be able to adapt to that? That's his power.
Let him cook.
No.
It was Kevin Bacon, bro. You can't beat him.
That's so true. Shout out to Admiral Akbar.
I was gonna say shout out to Kevin Bacon.
Shout out Kevin Bacon too. You know, loved you in Footloose. I haven't even watched that movie.
He's been working his ass off trying to sell me an electric car, bro. I see that dude all the time.
Just to bring up before we head out, no, in Origini in chapter 379, Shigaraki is saying like I wasn't a fan of that scheme, so I hid my own core deep down inside my soul. Without you noticing, I started reclaiming myself from the inside out, helping my origin follow that path. It has nothing to do with Stars and Stripes. Like it would be one thing if like All For One would be like, oh, Stars and Stripes did this, let him do this or something like that, but that's not what happened. Shigaraki, it's very much shown that Shigaraki just got out. Yeah, all Stars and Stripes did was get rid of quirks. That's all she did.
She stalled him for a little bit.
Yeah.
She made him take like an extra week or two to like recover.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
Shigaraki would have got out on his own. Plus, it's just, in my opinion, thematically better that Shigaraki does this to have that blow up in his face rather than Stars and Stripes doing it and just being an outside force. That's me anyway.
Looking back at the fight, she created the opening and Vistage world for Tenko, did she? Hold on. I don't remember when the fight was.
She got rid of a bunch of quirks, but that was about it. Like I remember we saw Shigaraki afterwards, but like that was about it. Like we saw Shigaraki after the fight, like he's like looking and stuff like that. That was about it though. Let me try to see if I can find the fight again though. It happened a while ago. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, so she's stomping around. She's revolting against the other quirks. Stopping this global menace in exchange just for my life. It's a small price to pay. Thanks for everything, Star. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. So, got to indulge in this lovely dream of mine. All Might, this is me returning the favor. Damn you, Spectre of All Might. So then we go to the next chapter. So then afterwards, New Order revolted against the quirks. Thanks to all those other quirks inside of you, my little revolt was the death of me. It's a shame I couldn't kill you and finish the job, but here are some words of wisdom to remember. As long as people stand up to save each other, someone will inherit that heroism and make no mistake that will strike you down. Yeah. Someone hero. The most we see is just Tenko. All we see is Tenko. It wasn't an opening for him. We just see him react to what's going on, like Midoriya. That's about it. So it wasn't.
He's like Midoriya. It's like, yeah. I mean, he was gonna do that anyway.
That's it. It's in chapter 334. For those of you who are wondering.
Like I knew the moment he was talking about, right? When he said it.
I was just letting you know for chat. Yeah.
Like, he would have done it anyway.
Yeah, she took quirks we never saw, literally, Otto. Literally. But anyway, we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. Thank you so much for listening. just remembered, yeah, we don't have a full podcast, but yeah, hopefully you join us back next week where we talk about a bunch of other chapters, and hopefully all of them are really good, and we talk about how good they are, or they're all bad, and we laugh about how bad they are, because there's no in-between on the internet. Anyway,
that's so true.
With that all being said, fellas, is there anything you want to say to the people before we depart?
Nope.
I hope you have a great day.
Don't watch Flashpoint coming out in June, whenever the hell that comes out.
There you go.
Do watch Blue Beetle.
Oh my god.
There you go. Well, I say don't watch Blue Beetle and watch Flashpoint.
That's you don't know what you're doing.
I don't at all. I like instigating conflict. Hey, what could I say?
You're like saying don't read Jujutsu Kaisen, read Roboco.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Yeah, you understand, don't you?
Oh god. Well, you know what? Maybe Blue Beetle isn't so bad after all. But anyway, we're going to get up out of here. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Hopefully we see you all back next week. Goodbye. Mwah!